James P. Smith, you are a motivational speaker and transplant recipient. Will you please introduce yourself for us?
Okay, so my name's James P. Smith. I'm a motivational speaker. Uh, my forte is talking about loving life, living with PTSD, and also why people should be organ donors. Being a transplant recipient myself, yes. So that's me in a nutshell. So, and I love life, and I want to share it with people, and hopefully get people to express themselves because we all know that mental health and well-being is still a bit of a taboo subject. So, yeah, the more we get that out there, the better it is for people in general.
Absolutely. Now, I'd like to begin by asking you, and I think you have a interesting answer to this question. How did your spiritual journey begin?
Well, that's a good one because it spiritual journeys can like come throughout life. So, I'd say the first time would really happen like the first time when I've passed away. I've died twice and been brought back twice. So I'd say the first time was when I passed away the first time. Um, but realistically, I would say more recently was when I had my organ transplant. So when I had my organ transplant, which was my liver, uh, I had my donor, and it feels like that my donor has transformed into me as well. So I don't know who my donor is. So, but I get visions and feelings and that my donor is a woman. So, and I've dubbed her Dana, as in Dana the donor.
Yep, I
So,
love that.
and yeah. So I had to give her a name. So, but yeah, I'd say my spiritual journey has really started from receiving my transplant. Yeah.
And will you tell us a little bit more about that experience? When you found out you're going to need this, what was going through your mind?
Wow. It all started like when I found out I had liver failure, which, by the way, mine was hereditary because my mum passed away from liver failure. So, and when I first found out about it, the signs and symptoms were just like unbelievable. It started off, I had a sore left leg, and I went to the hospital, and they got there, and I did the tests and that, just thinking I've got a sore left leg, and they ran tests and everything. And they came out and they said to me, they said, "You've got liver failure," and because I like right up front, it was like, no way, it's just a sore left leg, and they said, no, we're going to do tests again, but no, you've got liver failure. So it sort of started there, and that was back in 2020. So
Mhm.
yeah, so from then on, I just continually got worse and worse and worse. So, and with that, you get all complications with liver failure. You get brain fogginess, you get forgetfulness. During that time, from right up until I had my transplant in November 12th, 2022, I got there, and yeah, like there was periods of time, like I lost 10 days of my life that I do not remember having in
Mhm.
July of 2022. So yeah, the complications with that. As I said earlier, I've died twice from the complications of liver failure.
Mhm.
So the first time I had when I passed away, I got there, and I'd passed away. I was in hospital both times. And the first time I got there, my mum had passed away in 2005, and my dad had passed away in 2019.
Mhm.
So, but when I passed away, they were together. I'd seen them. I was in front of them, and I'd seen them. And my mum had said to me at the time, but that she said, "It's not your time yet, son." But being there, like people ask, "What's it like when you pass away?" No noise, nothing. It was just so serene, so quiet. Yeah. But yeah, she had said to me, "It's not your time yet, son." And then all of a sudden it was bang. I was back in my body, and then there was just mayhem. There was all the noises around me, doctors, nurses, whatever, working on me. back to life. So that was the first time.
Hmm.
So
That's an
yeah,
incredible
and
story.
yeah, and it was like from then on, I knew I had to fight, keep going. So that's sort of like you could say one way, like of my spiritual journey to start
Yeah.
with there. So that was a thing of yes, I need to continue on, keep going. So, like as I said earlier, there's different points in your life when you can sort of say when you're starting your spiritual journey.
Hmm.
So that was one of them. And then not long after that, I passed away again from complications of my liver. And that second time, this time I found myself above my bed, looking down on me and seeing everyone working on me. The doctors, the nurses working on me. And same thing. It was serene and quiet, but you could see everything frantically. But it was like I was at peace.
Mm.
It was unbelievable. It was just, it's mind blowing to when you talk about it. But same thing. And then all of a sudden, it was bang. I was back in my body. Here I was from being up, sort of up to the roof level, looking down on yourself being worked on. And that there in itself that's life changing when you come back as well. So, same thing again. I'm here for a purpose. So,
You're here for a
yeah,
purpose.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
And that leads me into my next question. So, having had these experiences and realizing you have a purpose, um, what helped carry you through after you've had these experiences? Was your journey ever seriously challenged after that?
Oh, seriously. All the time. All the time. Because, like, as from that point on, my health deteriorated more. So, and I think a lot of people can relate to this is when they get there and it's the why me?
Hmm.
Why me? So you're challenged all the time. Why is this happening to me? So, yeah, but you've got to try and think of the positives. So I wasn't on an organ transplant list at the time. So it was just like, okay, I'm going to die. So you sort of got to think, let's make the most of it. So get all your affairs in order. So I was sort of at peace with that, knowing that my daughter was going to be looked after. So I got all my affairs in order and
Hmm.
kept going. So even to um, when I was in palliative care. So, and I got to the point in palliative care where I booked myself out of palliative care because all I wanted to do was die at home.
Mm.
So, yeah, so it there's challenges all the way, but
Challenges all the way.
I knew I was deteriorating as it went on. So it was just let's make the most of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's enjoy what I've got left. So yeah.
And was there any person in your life? You mentioned your daughter. Is there someone who helped you carry you through this period? Someone who guided you along the way?
Oh, many people, very very close friends that helped me. Um, the thought of my parents, my mum, she taught me about compassion and love.
Hmm.
So, and as I said, she passed away in 2005. And my dad taught me about strength and resilience. School of Hard Knocks, we come from. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was, yeah, don't give up.
Don't
So,
give up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So just keep fighting, keep going.
And can you tell me a little bit about what it's like to live with Dana the donor?
Wow, Dana the donor. Now, as I said, I don't know who my organ donor is because they don't actually tell you. The people at the hospital don't actually tell you who your donor is. So, but as I said earlier, I get visions of who it is. I've written a card to my donor family. Now they pass it on to the donor family, and then it's up to the donor family whether they want to contact me. So I've done that. Um, So, as I said, no idea who my donor is, but I actually get visions of my donor, and I believe it's a woman. So, Before I had my transplant, I used to absolutely hate seafood. I wasn't allergic to it. I just hated it. Couldn't stand it. Anyway, and I remember the date well. It was July 15th of 2023. We went down to a local tavern because they were having a fundraiser because it was just after the 2022 floods. They were having a
Mhm.
fundraiser there. So I went down there. I was with a group of friends. I said to one of my friends, "What would you like?" Anyway, she said, for lunch, she said, "I'll have the barramundi chips and salad." I had a look at the menu and I went, lamb cutlets. Beautiful. I haven't had lamb cutlets since before my transplant. So that was in my mind. Barramundi chips and salad for my friend, lamb cutlets, veggies for me. Wait in the line, get all the way up to the line, to the window, and the lady says to me, "What would you like?" And I just come straight out with, "I'll have barramundi chips and salad and the creamy garlic prawns." And I'm like, "What the?" And the lady behind the counter, she's seen the look on my face and went, "Are you right there, love?" And I was just in bewilderment. And I couldn't believe I've ordered creamy garlic prawns. And I just went, "Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'll just go with it." So yep, barramundi chips and salad and creamy garlic prawns. So anyway, I sat back down next to my friend and she's looked at me and she said, "Are you all right?" And I went, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah." I said, "I've just ordered creamy garlic prawns." And she's looked at me and said, "You don't like seafood." And I went, "Yeah, I know. I know." So anyway, creamy garlic prawns turned up. I sat down and I absolutely loved them. And I've loved seafood ever since. Like even oysters, everything.
Mhm.
So, and even the other day, I was talking to another friend of mine, and I was saying about, for some reason, I brought up about going to a seafood restaurant, which is never me. And she started talking, and all that kept coming through my head, and I believe it was Dana, my donor, kept coming through with lobster mornay. I didn't even know what lobster mornay was. And I'm going to her, "What's lobster mornay?" And she had to explain to me what lobster mornay was. I went, "Well, that's what I want." And then she mentioned chili crab. And because then there was a vision in my head of going, "Not too hot, not too hot." And it's like, what? Get out of my head. So, and this is the conflict that I get. I do get, it's like I do have the two souls in the one body.
Yes.
Um, and that does come up with decision making sometimes as well. So that's just that point about the seafood. There's other times when I get there, I'll be going to a place where I've never been before, and there might be an empty table, and I'll look there, but even though the table's empty, I'll get a vision of a group of people there, and my donor, who I visioned is my donor there, sitting there laughing and carrying on, and it's like I've been there, but not as me. So I get those sort of visions as well. Not all the
Yes.
time, just every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
And you mentioned there's this inner conflict with having two souls in one body. Can you tell us a bit
Yeah.
more about that? Like what choices do you find difficult now?
Oh, well, people can say about intuition, about doing something, and how that can change your life. Like it could be something as simple of going somewhere. And whereas before I was just like, "I'm going here, that's it." Now it's like, and it's not all the time. It's just like, "Do you really want to go there?" And it's whereas before it was like I would just go there to whatever, to whatever place it is. Now it's a bit of a cat and mouse of, why do you want to go there? And it's you're sort of looking in your face and going, "I never used to be like this," type thing.
Mm.
So, and it's like, yeah, it's just like another sense of feeling, things like that. Um, yeah, yeah. So, as it's like a, I don't know. People say you have a sixth sense. It's like a seventh sense, if that makes
A
sense.
seventh sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So,
That's
and
fascinating.
and like you'll see a picture of someone and he's like, I know you, but I don't know him, type thing. You go, I don't know where I know you from, but I know you. Yeah. So, and that's weird in itself as well, because it's like you really do know the person, but you don't know where from. So yeah, it is weird in that sort of thing. So, and I say weird, but it's not weird to me. It may sound weird to other people.
Sure. Is there a significant passage from the Bible or a spiritual quote or uh, s- anything that you sort of bring to mind that helps you when you're working through this?
Yep, yep. It's by Buddha.
By Buddha, yes.
Yes, it's rule your mind or it rules you.
Rule your
So
mind or it rules you.
yeah, that goes through everything. So because if you don't rule your mind, it's going to rule you. So, and that's
Hmm.
where it comes through with the two souls in the one body as well. Because sometimes if you let the other come in, you it can be bedlam. So you got to rule your own mind and before it rules you. So
And
yeah.
and finally, James, what spiritual insights have you gained from your journey?
Oh, be kind and spread love. This world is so full of hate. This world needs more love, more compassion, and that's what I'm here for. That's my purpose and vision. Is I know that since having the transplant, um, I'm that's the purpose I'm here for, is to help people, and yeah, it's to spread the love. I mean, there's so much out hate out there, and it's just so sad to see that, where does a compliment go these days? It costs you nothing, and it can really brighten someone's day up. You don't know what someone's going through. And just by saying, hey, how you going, or something like that, you don't know how much that could brighten someone's day up. I mean, we see someone with a broken arm and we go, oh, you poor bugger, or, you poor person, everything like that. We don't see someone with a broken mind. But,
Mm.
a compliment can go such a long way with someone, everything like that. And like I get there, and I practice that every day. Like gratitude is just goes so far, and that's what everyone should be doing, is doing something like that. It's just yeah, spread the love. I say so. It's that's what it needs to be done, because yeah, there's too much hate in the world.
Spread the love. James P. Smith, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.